Hello everyone, I'm Peter A Okebukola and today is a beautiful day, Monday, January the 20th, 2025, and it's a delight. My belly is very sweet to give you this guide to delivering a lesson on difficult topics in mono and multilingual modes through CTCA 2.0. Are you wondering what's about talking about? Talking about difficult topics, talking about multilingual, talking about that. You don't have to wait for too long because we're here to share the big question with you, which had agitated us over the last several decades. How can the barriers to meaningful learning of science or any subject whatsoever, how can those barriers be broken down so that our learners can learn more meaningfully, they can achieve well in STEM and other subjects? So what did we do? We explored the effectiveness of different approaches. Over a 40-year period, I said, we conducted rigorous experiments. We looked at West-inspired models, Jean Piaget's cognitive constructivist, Robert Gagne hierarchical learning, and the rest you can see here. And you can see my old buddy friend here, Joseph Novak. He invented concept mapping. And we had quite some sessions, the practicals and all of that. And this is on the right here is Jim Wandersley, who invented the V diagramming. Of course, we have our Gardner multiple intelligences. So we kept exploring until got crowned my effort with some success. By 1992, I won the UNESCO Kalinga Prize for the popularization of science. And this is the oldest prize that UNESCO had. 1952 was, and I happened to be the first African to win this prize for my contribution to reinforcing the teaching of methodologies of science education. I don't blow my trumpet. Sorry, I have to do that. So the question is, what is the cultural techno-contextual approach? It's an approach, as you can see, the C is the cultural, immersing the thing within the culture of the learner. Techno is the technology component, the three frameworks, as you can see. And the C, that is the context of the learner. CTCA 1.0 was, I can find it on this side, was launched at the University of Ibadan in 2015. So this 10 solid years of CTCA 1.0. And we've been conducting experiments, conducting studies, quite a lot of research throughout Africa and elsewhere in the world on CTCA to find out whether it's actually helpful in breaking barriers to meaningful learning of any subject. So over a 4-year period, 2020 to 2024, we conducted several studies, and as you can see, chapters and books in different subjects, chemistry, biology, ICT, and the rest of them. And by this noting, we have 141 articles already published or presented at conferences all over the world. That is the CTCA 1.0. So we learned a lot of lessons, and we said, oh wow, let us see from the lessons learned how we can improve the delivery of CTCA. So it's been 10 years, 2015 to 2025, that will be implementing CTCA 1.0. And you can see that at the Lagos State University Africa Center of Excellence, World Bank funded for innovation, transformative STEM education, is ITSE. We decided to shift gear to 2.0. So the question is, what's the difference between CTCA 1.0 that we've been researching on for about 10 years and CTCA 2.0? I'm going to show you that in just a minute. The difference can be easily seen on this. The areas highlighted in yellow are the addition, the improvement of CTCA 2.0 over 1.0. CTCA 2.0 was launched on October 27, 2024. What are the steps? The first step is before the class starts, you inform your students about the topic to be learned, and each of them is asked to reflect on indigenous knowledge or cultural practices and beliefs associated with the topic or concept. Now, we've added this as a result of the experience that we learned from CTCA 1.0. Visit to the dedicated CTCA cultural web resources and Afro Cyber Library, which will provide a good starting point. Then they are made aware that such reflections are to be shared with others in class when the topic is to be taught. And they use their mobile phones or other internet-enabled devices to search the web for resources relating to the lesson. Now, this is the technology component, the first part of it, to the approach. Second thing they do when they come to class, at the start of the lesson and after the introduction by the teacher, students are grouped into mixed ability, mixed sex groups to share individual reflections on the indigenous knowledge that they've picked up and the summaries for ideas from the web resources. And then the teacher wraps that up after the group presentations. And then the teacher continues. Teacher progresses the lesson drawing practical examples from the immediate surroundings of the school. Such examples should be physically observed by students to make science or any subject real. Now, you have the 2.0, that's 1.0 for instance. The 2.0 now has this. Indigenous cultural analogies and metaphors will need to be inserted. Number 4, the lesson is still progressing. The class is reminded of the relevance of the indigenous knowledge and cultural practices documented by the groups. At the close of the lesson, teacher conducts a short quiz or oral or written to evaluate the lesson and provide a topic for the next lesson, which will be the starting point of step 1. Then when you finish, the teacher gives a summary. That's the first lesson. Other lessons, the teacher will pick on any student to summarize the lesson, which can be shared by SMS, WhatsApp, Telegram, and the others. So you can see this bit. So that is CTCA 2.0 and CTCA 1.0 overlaid by this highlighted areas in yellow. Yeah, so having broken the backbone of CTCA 2.0, you now know what it is. We're talking about the mode of delivering the lesson, and we're looking at 2 modes. We're looking at monolingual. You are using one language. You know, national policies all over the place prescribe that the lower level of education, primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, should be delivered in the language of the immediate environment of the learner. But beyond that, it should be by English, French, or whatever is the official language in that country. So, monolingual means I'm in a junior secondary 1 class. I'm in a senior secondary 2 class or whatever in Nigeria or any West African country or all over most of Africa, if it is francophone. Then it's going to be, if it's anglophone, English. So I'm just delivering this whole thing in English. What about multilingual? Hey, multilingual, that one's sweet. Multilingual means you use a combination of languages, regardless of the class. So you are teaching SS1, that's senior secondary 1, senior secondary 2 or 3, or junior secondary 3. So what you do is you will deliver in all manner of languages. If you had a class with Yoruba students or Swahili students and the rest of them, you are going to mix all those languages. Mix them. Multilingual. Why did we go through this pathway? Or say multilingual? We went through this pathway as a result of the experience over the years. That our learners, they want to have a feel of the language, their indigenous language, their local language. So in the exam, it's not going to be the local language. It's going to be in English or French or whatever. But the idea is for them to learn the thing. So not necessarily to pass exam. You want them to pick up knowledge, skills, attitudes, and so that they can ingrain this into their long-term memory stuff. So multilingual means check it out Yoruba there. I'm speaking Yoruba. I'm doing multilingual here already. But Wait for it in a few seconds, a few minutes. So a few minutes, you will see the multilingual mode of delivery and the monolingual mode. Difficult topics. How do you get difficult topics? We conducted a sub-regional study which picked topics that students find difficult to learn, topics that teachers found difficult to teach, and we rank them. And we're using CTCA and using the axe to break the thing, and they'll be crushed. But now we're coming up with what we call the cognitive, we call it CTA, cognitive task analysis. You take a perceived difficult topic, you break the thing down, walk it through a 5-method cognitive task analysis, and then you get the jugular of the most difficult of the sub-concepts, and then you apply this. So, see what is going to happen in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, let me give you a quick glimpse of how we got that difficult topic. Dr. John A Okebukola, look at him here, that's it on the right, conducted a study and we had the different protocols for the CTA, cognitive task analysis. See, these are the subtopics in nervous system, and then we find out, I can see it has a value of 20 here, the most difficult, signal transmission. That is why we pitched it at signal transmission. Very well done, Dr. John A Okebukola. That's it, a big man in Sierra Leone, in Saro. Oh yeah. So let's move on now to see how we deliver this topic, signal transmission in nervous system, and in the multilingual mode. Yes, hello class. You know, the last time we met, I asked us to review some things at home regarding signal transmission in the nervous system. I asked that you should ask your parents and go online to look at the YouTube videos on signal transmission. You did that. I just finished presenting your group report. So, listen, I'm going to go to the component of that topic, signal transmission in the nervous system. Now, tell about the nervous system. Now, touch your head. Spine. Yes. So that is the central nervous system. If you look at it, you see your brain. Brain. Know your brain. And then this is the spinal cord. What's spinal cord called in Yoruba? Opaini. I'm sure you know that. Opaini. That's the spinal cord. The two elements are immediately now we call central nervous system.
Central nervous system.
All right. So if you want to be a neurosurgeon, very good. You also want to be a medical doctor. So Tepangu is if you have a section, a vertical section across like this, the brain should be here. This is how the brain is. When I was coming, I saw some mad people. I want we lójú títì. Àbíṣe máa ń yan. Ẹ máa ń wò ní lójú títì. And we have Arrow Mental Hospital here. Kí ló àwọn wo ló wà ní Arrow? No speak like. Okay, kí ni wọ́n pè ní mental disorder ní Yorùbá? Torí wọ́n ti yí lọ́bì so. Orí ẹ̀gbọ́n bọ́ ló yí pọ̀ tí kò tó wà ní olóò yí. And what we want to continue learning today, as we learned from your listening, is about the transmission of signals. So if you look out there, you may see, look at there. You will see the NEPA pole. Can you see NEPA pole? Yeah, it's bringing light from the distribution company to our grade school here. This is the James College. This is not the best school in Nigeria. Oh yeah, the best school in Nigeria, the James College. So it's bringing, transmitting to here. The same thing happens if Can you pinch somebody next to you? Just pinch somebody next to you. A, you can see that you are feeling something. What are you feeling? Feeling that somebody is pinching you. This is a flask, and I'm going to put some water here. I want you all to come. Come and touch this water. Come and touch this water. Just come and touch your water. Quick. You are close by. Touch it. Hey, how do you feel? Yeah. Báwo ṣe rí? Ó gbóná àbí? Very good. Ó gbóná. Ó gbóná because when you touch like this, it had to carry the signal from your finger all the way to your spinal cord and to the brain. So that is what we want to continue to learn. You can go back to your location. Go back to your location. So what transmits, what carries the that signal? You know, today is about signal transmission. What carries that signal is a cell which we call a neuron. You call the cell a neuron. What do you call it? Neuron. Let's assume this is a neuron. And there are millions and millions and millions of them. From that finger to where it gets to the brain and the spinal cord, and for you to feel it, and pull back your hand. When you put your hand inside fire, can you imagine? Pull it back. You pull back your finger. You know, now come out the now, won't you? Why should you take your finger off the fire? Why? Now speak loud. But I've been told to speak loud. Yes. It's hot. It's hot. So you have to take it out. So how does that signal come from your finger to your spine, brain, and for the brain to say, hey, remove that hand? That is what we're going to learn. So let's assume that this is the neuron. The neuron is very, very small. This is the parts of a neuron. The one on top of that, okay, this one's here, like, you know, when the women, when you, yes, come quick. Yes, yeah, all right. So you can see she has some strands like this. You know, some others will let it come out like that. I will let you come. Let's see you. Quick. So these are strands like that. So each of the strands, this strand is called a dendron. One is dendron. Many are called dendrites. Can you say that? Dendrites. Aha. So what are dendrites? Yes, any of you? Yeah, the strands that come out of that. And then you have this one is the cell body. The cell body, and we then have the nucleus of the cell body. You know, let's make it cultural. Let's describe it culturally. You have a warapa. What is warapa? Epilepsy. When somebody has epilepsy, what normally happens? They will begin to kick, convulse and all of that. So that's all part of the nervous transmission. I'm going to learn how that is done. Is warapa good? And when somebody has warapa, can you imagine for my 50%? Okay, you don't know. All right. So you now have the cell body here. And then you have this, it's called the axon. Can you call it axon? Axon. And this is the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath, if I peel off the rubber here, what are you going to see? You'll see some wires in there. So the rubber that is covering this is the myelin sheath. So you have the myelin sheath there, and then you have the axon terminals. You can see these terminals here, like that. These two, this one and the next one, they have gaps between them. So you can see here, there's a gap here. You come here, there's also a gap here. There's also a gap here. So what the signal kí ló máa ṣe? Ó láti jump from here to here. Is that not? And jump from here to here and jump from here to here. The gap between the, what do you call this? Call the synapse. Oh yeah, synapse. Synapse. S-Y-N-A-P-S-E. It's called the synapse. The neuron. What is this? The neuron. So a neuron and another neuron, so you have that relay. And in between you are not touching, you are not coming together. There's a gap here. That gap is called a synapse. It's called what? Synapse. The gap between, you see where this leg is, you can say, if you just say leg, the other leg from the other neuron, there's a gap there. They are not touching, they are not holding hands. So you hold your hands like this, no. Yeah. You do the same. You do the same. It's not like that. Or something like this. There's a gap. When I do like that, I'll show a gap. So that gap is called the synapse. So the transmission of signal is something that will be, this man touches something that is hot, like the hot water we have there. And then it will come to this person. There's a gap. The signal has to jump. To jump what? The synapse. It has to jump the synapse and come here. And then it goes here, it has to jump what? The synapse and go there. It has to jump the synapse and go there. And that is what we want to do. Go sit down and see what we have here. So you can see the synapse. Can you see the synapse, this gap?
Yes, sir.
Is it wonderful?
Yes.
It's wonderful. See this gap. And so in life, in our culture, you have somebody who is transmitting. Let's say the Alaki of Ebela, who wants to speak with your proprietor. Doesn't need to use a phone. It will say, in those days, what do we use? Town crier. Bam, 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 bam. It will say town crier. Yes, it will go, say, to Cool Market or to whatever market, and they will keep going on like that. Is that not what it is?
Yes.
That's how it is in our culture. So this one will get, this is the pre-synaptic neuron. That means before the first synapse, and that goes on to do this, and then it goes on like that. Now, let's work this together. So you can see the brain, you can see the spinal cord.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. Wow. Yeah, you can see the signals moving. Signals are moving.
Spinal cord uses secure messages between the brain and the rest of the body.
Neuroscientists. So that's the synapse.
They're able to pass chemical signals from one cell to another. The neurons are not actually connected, but are separated by microscopic small space called the synaptic cleft. The cleft is less than 40 millimeters wide. By comparison, it's being carried by 75,000 wide. The neuron where the signal is initiated is called the presynaptic neuron, while the neuron that receives the signal is called the postsynaptic neuron. In the presynaptic neuron, there are chemical signals called neurotransmitters that are connected to the small synapse called vesicles. Each vesicle contains thousands of neurotransmitter molecules.
Yeah, so you can
The
see
presynaptic neuron is excited by
these
a
are
signal called
vesicles.
vesicle. This causes
And there are some what we call neurotransmitters that will help that signal coming from here to jump to the next one. Goes all the way to jump to the next one. Neurotransmitters, are they important? Extremely important. If they're not there, nothing. You won't feel the thing. You won't go inside the fire. You won't feel anything. Yes.
Eventually, the neurotransmitter molecules clear from the cleft. Some of them will simply
So this is the synapse. To be able to jump the signal coming from here, to jump this, there are some chemical things that happen. You have potassium. What do you have? Potassium. You have sodium. Very well. So what happens is that when this is resting means there is no signal coming. When there's signal coming, there's action. So you call it action potential. What did I say?
Action potential.
Yeah, when action. What is one action potential? What is happening to this one? This one is resting. Very good. This one is resting. So what happens is that the sodium ions here will keep pumping inside. They were outside before they will pump inside the sodium. Positive. The negative ones at rest position, you are positive, you are negative. But positive, this sodium will pump inside to activate, to make this one to be active. Action potential. Yeah, you get it? So when it gets here, to my DB, all that she would have forgotten. So you want to jump this border here. So you then need some neurotransmitters that you will jump to this side here. Yeah, I'll tell you. The neurotransmitter that is very important here is called acetylcholine. Can you say so? Acetylcholine. Can somebody spell it? Just guess. Yes, any of you? Yes? Yes? T-Y? Oh, wonderful. Clap for this man. Clap for him. So acetylcholine is that neurotransmitter that will cause it to jump to this side. When that's really jumping, this man will rest. It goes into, it's resting already. It goes into Simi, waiting for the next signal. And this one will now get into action potential. The lady, can you come out? Turn like this. So this is my action potential. Yeah. So tell me what's going to happen. What happens here now? Yes?
Once it transmits the signal.
Yes, once it transmits the signal to this one, and it will rest. It will jump. What is it jumping here? The synapse. Jump the synapse. And you need neurotransmitter to make it move. And it goes on and over. So that's how signals are transmitted from one neuron to another. Just imagine where something breaks down. You can't transmit from there to here. So what happens? Yes? Yes, what happens? You can't feel anything. Nothing is going to happen. I mean, nothing. You can't feel anything again. Because this action potential, this is not action potential, and the signal goes dead here. So you get bitten by a snake, or even you see a snake. You know, we're talking about signal transmission. You see a snake. What do? You pick race. Masalo, can you wait for a snake? No. So what happens is that when you see the snake, signal from everywhere in your body, you have neurons. The neurons here will not say, oh, what do you need to do? Oh, you can transmit it to the spinal cord, and then to the brain. You have to run. So you now send the signal to your muscle. See, you have to pick race. So, yes, go ahead. Yes. Yeah, if one part of the neuron is gone, you will not be able to feel anything because there's no, say a release. It's like you're saying that in a relay race, the baton falls out. No, it's not. Peter A Okebukola, and today is the last but one day of 2024. December 30th, 2024. And I'm here in one of Africa's greatest schools, the James College in Abeokuta. I've come to demonstrate CTCA, that's Cultural Technical Contextual Approach 2.0 in a multilingual mode. And I've delivered a lesson on signal transmission in nervous system. Now, can you tell me how you have found the lesson?
I am Olutola Laini, and so far on the lesson, with the use of the multilingual, it has been fun and it has enhanced better understanding.
Oh yes, wonderful. Now let's ask, yes, give us your name, yes.
I am Okebukola.
Can you speak louder?
I am Okebukola. Sir, I just want to appreciate you first on what you have taught us. I feel that I'm confident with what you have taught us, that we are able to understand more on the synapse and lesson purpose.
Okay, using the multilingual mode. So that's it from Abeokuta. Until later, bye-bye. Yes, as you can see, that is the multilingual mode. Now let's do the monolingual. I'm going to be very brief here. I had a full lesson though, but I am going to be very brief because all English, grammar, English all the way through. So it's going to be like a 3-minute clip from the monolingual mode in English. Good afternoon, Rosebud International College. How are you doing? Yeah, you know, we are doing the contextual approach 2.0, and before now we've had the first 2 steps where I asked that you should go and check with your parents, check online for materials related to culture and the topic that we have here for today. The topic, as we have all learned, is signal transmission in the nervous system. See how impulses or signals are transmitted from one place to another. If you look outside here, you're going to see the NEPA pole. Even if you can't see them, you can see some NEPA poles here. You know, NEPA pole, the NEPA for the public supply will now come to our school here. So it will keep going like that, come to the socket. So that's transmission of signals. In that case, it's transmission of electrical signals. But for today, we want to look at how that transmission happens in the human being. Let's begin by looking at the structure of the nervous system. You know, we're talking about transmission of signals in the nervous system. Now let's move to cultural. Now, if the anarchy of a ballad wants to send a message to the whole of Egba Kingdom, say in those days, how does it do it? How does it transmit that message from his palace to any location? How does it do that? Yes? Can you speak out loud? Through the use of town crier. How does town crier do it? It will say, come, or buy me, buy you. It will not go to a market. It will go to different markets and it will make this thing. So that is a cultural example of how signals are transmitted from the palace, the neuron here, and jump this synapse. So how does it jump this synapse? That is what we want to follow up very quickly. Please stay there. Can you see the dagger? Dagger, the one you see on the right. And then you can see the 2 hands that we mentioned, the dendrites, and the terminal body here. So these are moved up to this. So what is happening here is very interesting. So you go and sit down, and I'm going to show you what is happening here that you find to be interesting. Oh yes, that brings us to the lesson. That's a guide to delivering a lesson on difficult topic in monolingual and multilingual modes through CTCA 2.0. Next lesson, we're going to be looking at how you conduct an experiment that you will then find out whether CTCA 2.0, mono or multilingual, which one is superior. It's going to be a very exciting lesson. Until then, it is bye from me, Peter A Okebukola, this wonderful day, January 20th, 2025. Bye-bye.